message in front of today's consumers. Learn more at surroundchicago.com. That's surroundchicago.com, connecting you with new customers.
Give your heart the attention it deserves with Quantum Nutrition Lab's 3 featured supplements designed to support healthy blood pressure, blood sugar, and circulation. Each are buy 2, get the 3rd one free. Call 888-588-7578 or visit us online at qnlabs.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Bob Marshall, PhD, host of Healthline. Tune in and hear the latest breakthrough information for you and your family.
Join Dr. Bob Marshall for Healthline, Saturday morning at 10 on AM 560, The Answer.
This is Chicago's election station, AM 560, The Answer. WIND, Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app and radio.com.
Turning up the heat on Bloomberg, I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Former New York City Mayor Mike Bloomberg facing allegations of past sexual improprieties as his campaign for the Democratic White House nomination continues.
Well, I think he's going to have to answer for that and speak to it. Look, this is a time where voters are looking for a president who can lead us out of the days when it was just commonplace or accepted to have these kinds of sexist and discriminatory attitudes.
Former South Bend, Indiana Mayor Pete Buttigieg on Fox News Sunday. The Nevada Democratic caucuses are coming up this Saturday. Early voting began yesterday. President Trump serving as Grand Marshal of NASCAR's iconic Daytona 500 race in Daytona Beach, Florida on Sunday.
To all of the drivers, technicians, and pit crews here today, good luck, and may the best team win. God bless you. God bless our military. God bless our veterans. And God bless America.
That audio courtesy Fox Sports. The president then gave drivers the iconic Start Your Engines command. Some of the 380 Americans quarantined on a cruise ship in Japan because of the coronavirus are being flown to a pair of U.S. Air Force bases to go through another 14-day quarantine. Dr. Anthony Fauci is with the National Institutes of Health.
Right now, there are 24 countries in which there are over 500 cases. Several of them are starting to get to the 2nd and 3rd transmission. So, technically speaking, the WHO wouldn't be calling this a global pandemic, but it certainly is on the verge of that happening reasonably soon unless containment is more successful than it is right now.
Dr. Fauci appearing on CBS's Face the Nation. There are now more than 68,000 cases of the disease in China and over 1,600 deaths there as a result. America is listening to Fox News.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
The auto show is here, and that means the lowest prices of the year at Joe Cotton Ford in Carroll Stream. Saving you money, real money, as in thousands of dollars, is what we're all about. If you're ready for a new or certified pre-owned used vehicle, now is the time to come into Joe Cotton Ford. Our auto show specials will prove that to you. Like 0% for 66 months on select 2020 Explorers plus $4,500 rebate, or 0% for 72 months on 2019 F-150s, or 0% for 66 months on 2020 Escapes plus $2,500 rebate. Come see why we're Chicagoland's best Ford buying experience. It's our promise to you, we'll treat you great and save you money. From 3 generations of our family to yours, for 45 years, you have our word on it. At Gary and North Avenue in Carroll Stream, or at joecottonford.com.
To qualified buyers plus tax, title, license, and dealer fees through 2/28/20. See dealer for details. joecottonford.com.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson with a great way to start the new year. Get your best night's sleep ever with a MyPillow and a set of those new Giza cotton sheets from MyPillow. And you can still receive your second set of sheets for free. 2 for $1. And if you add anything else to your order, like My Pillows, mattress toppers, the new My Pillow towels, anything, those items will ship free too. And you can still get deep discounts on all My Pillow products, but you have to use the promo code Amy. You know, I just started sleeping with brand new Giza cotton sheets, and I'm sleeping so much better. Plus, the new My Pillow towels are extremely soft and absorbent. And all products have a 60-day money-back guarantee and a 10-year warranty. So go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special box and get 2 sets of Giza cotton sheets for the price of 1. That's MyPillow.com. Click the radio specials box and enter promo code Amy. Or call 800-489-0201, 800-489-0201. That's MyPillow.com, promo code Amy.
Visit MyPillow.com.
AM 560, The Answer. This live program is sponsored by Safer USA OT Media Group. It's time for On Target Radio, Chicagoland's only radio show dedicated to the red meat issues that affect your life, from gun control to freedom of speech. Now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
More Democrat debacles. Welcome to tonight's On Target Radio. I'm Eric Allen. Your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz, will be discussing Dems and their party plans, including what pathetic emotion they're peddling as part of their running platform, how exactly Hillary, or Hilldog for you younger folks, will fit in, and are the Dems even ready to hold the presidency? Later, your moment of AOC Zen, well, Dave doesn't have one, he just told me. So later, Gretchen's action items in segment 4. To participate, give us a call at 312-642-5600. Watch us live on YouTube, On Target Radio. Like our Facebook page, On Target Radio, and ask a question or make a comment there.
So it was a little like Gathering of Eagles today, wasn't it?
Eagles? I'm sorry.
Gathering of Eagles.
I don't understand that.
Where you all got to
reference.
Say your piece today.
Okay.
I don't get the reference.
No idea
but
what
yes.
he's talking about.
Sorry. It's
yes, we had a campaign event, a Will County campaign event at Carillon, which is a over 55 community.
Yeah.
Oh, so I wouldn't know what you're talking about. Okay.
I thought it went well.
Yeah. It was, it was interesting because it was heavily weighted towards Democrats. There were more Democrats candidates.
The candidates, but I think Carillon is
right
much more Republican.
Carillon leans to the right.
Yeah. But it was interesting. It was pretty much everybody was there. Not quite everybody, but
yeah, there was a few
pretty
people.
Pretty much everybody was there. Yeah.
There was a Senate candidate there who I haven't seen anything up to this point.
The guy on
the Polish guy.
Yeah.
Casey Klebeck.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Never heard him talk. I don't think I've heard him talk before.
And all our guys were they were wearing suits. They looked like they actually belonged in the legislature.
Yes.
Yeah. It's I made this I made that comment about it's what happens when you get old. Your brain just flies out the window.
You made the comment about
the picture. He was on the floor of the legislature.
Tom.
Tom was on the floor of the legislature, and he just looked like he belonged there.
He was in the chamber in Springfield, and he looked like you could just drop him there.
We got some really good people.
We do.
We really do. I mean,
we do. Nick Ficarello gave a good speech.
Nick is a great guy.
He's getting better and better.
Yeah, he is.
At the speech giving.
He is.
He's getting better and better.
Yeah, no, that we do. Martyr is first class.
Yeah,
He's a
there was nobody there. Well, that area is not 14th congressional, so there were no 14th congressional candidates there. But yeah, both of the 11th congressional candidates were there. Bill Foster was even there. Actually, I shouldn't say both. I should say all 4 of the 11th congressional candidates were there.
And Leib, you you can't not. Well, you get along fine with him.
Oh yeah,
he's not just a smart guy. He's a really nice guy. He's somebody who's got a sense of humor. He's just
he's like the whole package.
He is. He would be good. We just do. We've got some good. For those of you who have absolutely no idea what we're talking about, we're
talking about politics.
It just occurred to me that there's probably a whole bunch of people out there going, "What the heck is this?"
It occurred to me about 2 minutes ago, but I wasn't going to jump in and break the symmetry.
You didn't want to ruin it.
Exactly. We're in Will County, Illinois, and although a lot of the candidates were actually more than just Will County, but they had a what would you call that? It's not a meet and greet, really.
Well, they call it Meet the Candidates.
Meet the Candidates. There you go.
So there was a time at the beginning and a time at the end where the candidates and the residents of Caroline could just mingle around and, shake hands and kiss babies, although there were no babies there. And then we all gave we all had 3 minutes to give a speech.
You didn't get kicked out?
Which I don't know. I don't need 3 minutes to give a speech, it turns out. So.
No, you don't. That's true. But you still covered it.
So who had that meet and greet where I forgot who got kicked out?
So that wasn't a meet and greet.
No,
that was a fundraiser.
Okay.
That was a VFW fundraiser in Joliet. And yes,
they wouldn't let her.
They decided they didn't want us politicking.
Oh,
yeah.
Which we paid our money. We had the right to be there.
And that's what it was for.
Pro Second Amendment, pro veteran, pro military.
Yeah, it's a free country. You would think that they would be like, Republicans, please come and
let's have a healthy debate while you're here, right?
Right,
No,
or even just we'll take your money and show you a good time and let you do your thing. And I mean, I wasn't bothering. Like the people that I did talk to before I got shut down were very open to what I was saying.
I just had flashbacks of Vietnam. We said we'll take your money and show you a good time. You're listening to On Target Radio. This is AM 560, The Answer. Give us a call and talk about whatever, 312-642-5600. I had a burning desire at that thing today to say to Bill Foster, if there would have been a Q&A,
you should have.
I would have.
You should have just gone up and said whatever to his face.
I might as well, but then it doesn't have the same impact.
Oh,
but
okay.
if there had been a Q&A, I'd have said, I have a question. When you hold a town hall meeting, and you keep saying over and over, it's good to bring everybody together and come to a consensus. How does that happen when we don't have a chance to say anything at that town hall? But
no, you were at the town hall, so you know very well that if there was a Q&A, the questions would be written on index cards and they would be selected by somebody else.
And they did that. They did that.
So
they said at the end, if you have a question, put it on a 3x5 index card. They passed them out, but they screened them.
Right, exactly like they did at the town hall.
Exactly, and they said, "Well, yours just didn't come up," or
okay.
Exactly right. Yeah, it's and the interesting thing about that is you look at the conservatives, and we don't really have a problem discussing this stuff with people. How many times have I said I'd like to get the Democratic candidate on the show?
If there's any Democrats listening, I mean, by all means, we'd love to have you on the show.
They won't do it. The only person that ever rose to that was Eric Zorn.
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the best interviews I ever did. The best interview I think we ever had was with Eric Zorn, who, for those of you, if you're not a Chicagoan, Eric Zorn is, I guess it's fair to say he's the liberal journalist editorialist for the Chicago Tribune, but and he's not 100% anti-gun, but he's into this, what do you need, military weapons, that kind of stuff.
Mm.
So, but it was a good thing. Otherwise, we've said to people, I'd like to have your opponent come on. I don't want to do that.
You know what? Let's up the ante. Let's start a GoFundMe, and we can actually, give them $100 to come on the show and debate us. I bet we'll still have 0 takers.
Yeah, probably.
I'll come.
I'll come. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll be here, but it'll be a one-sided conversation.
and that's actually what I've been saying too. Like when we went to that Farm Bureau thing,
right.
There was tons of politicians there from both sides, and I was having a chat with a gentleman about my last name because there's a lot of farmers named Fritz in Will County. And so he wanted to know who I was related to. And so we were chatting about that. And he saw that I was wearing a name tag that said I was a candidate for something. And he's like, oh, wait a second. Are you a Republican or a Democrat? And when people ask me that, I always smile because Democrats generally don't ask that question.
Yeah.
Democrats assume everybody's a Democrat.
Yeah,
that's true.
Only Republicans are smart enough to know that not everyone is what they are.
That not everyone
and
is smart.
So I know that like 97% of the time when somebody asks me that question, so I smile before I answer the question and I say I'm a Republican because I want them to know.
And bat your eyes.
Right. I want them to know I'm not ashamed of it too.
Yeah.
And that was actually my big thing at the thing today was, made a big point of saying I'm your Republican candidate for Recorder of Deeds. And several people, as they were leaving the room, said, you've got my vote. Well, and I think that's why. I mean, I think, not every candidate said what party they were from. Some people maybe don't feel it's advantageous for them or they just don't think of it. But
it was really funny when your opponent, who she didn't know who I was, came up to me and introduced herself and shook my hand. And she said, and who are you? And I said, I'm not important. I'm insignificant. She goes, everybody is significant. She's doing the typical
everybody's
thing.
somebody.
Right. And I go, no, truly, I'm not. I have no significance here whatsoever. She goes, oh, certainly you do. Who are you? And I said, I'm your opponent's fiance. And her mouth about dropped open. She looked at me and she goes, oh. It was pretty funny.
That was probably the last answer she was expecting.
See, I always assume those meet and greets to kind of go like, oh, hi, how are you? And which one of the 346 genders are you identifying as today?
Well, speaking of 346 genders, it's interesting, and we're going to take a break here, but we'll talk a little more about this when we come back. It's interesting that nobody really can complain about what's happening in this country, in the economy, jobs. How many times I laugh about this, but it's true. We are selling rice to China. No one has ever sold rice to China before. And all this is going on, and the Democrats are going, it's doom and gloom. They're terrible. How do you peg a party negatively that has boosted the economy, put more people back to work? Every indices you look at, we are excelling in. And they're going, it's all doom and gloom.
Right. The Democrats, when you listen to their interviews and their debates, they're trying to say how this country's not working for everybody. It's like almost.
Exactly.
Almost everybody's working.
So we're going to have to take a break. When we come back with more on Target Radio, we are going to pick up on the Dems and their tales of woe. All that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you're listening to AM 560. The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson.
One man in Texas who owns a dog food company put his money where his mouth is to show how natural and healthy his dog food is. He eats dog food for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I don't know. Some of the dog food I get for hike, I'm like,
it smells pretty good.
It doesn't look bad for a snack.
You really need to go to the grocery store.
Start your day with Chicago's Morning Answer. Weekday mornings starting at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Do you like your gun range bag? There's a really cool local company here in Chicagoland that makes the finest range bags anywhere. And these quality range bags are so inexpensive that I bet you won't hesitate to buy one. The Hackett range bags from Hackett Equipment have it all. There are compartmentalized pouches that hold 2 or 4 pistols, ammo, mags, and even targets. Basically everything you need for a day at the range in a stealth design that doesn't resemble a range bag. Nobody will know you're carrying firearms. Additionally, they're super heavy duty and will last a lifetime because Hackett bags are 30% heavier than typical range bags. And the price is unreal. The large pack is under $100 and the small one under $80. But if you visit gunrangebags.com and use the promo code AM560, you'll save an additional 10%. Hackett Equipment bags really are range bags that can hack it. That's gunrangebags.com, promo code AM560. Gunrangebags.com. Do it now.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other major medical carriers. If you're 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. In Chicago, the least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $570 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,150 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $480 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $5,650 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
When you're diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer,
a lot of questions run through your mind.
What am I going to do? What are my options? What did I do wrong? We've had those thoughts too.
But some questions can help you move forward.
Visit findyourmbcvoice.com for an interactive guide to help you learn the next steps to take after an MBC diagnosis and how to ask the questions that lead to an open and informed conversation with your doctor.
Start finding your voice today
at findyourmbcvoice.com.
My portfolio's diversified, my 401k's maxed, but my savings account just sat there till I switched it to Marcus by Goldman Sachs. I'm earning way more now, and just between you and me, my savings are right on track, feels like I got upgraded for free.
You can money. With an online savings account from Marcus by Goldman Sachs, you could earn much more interest than with the largest banks. Sign up at Marcus.com.
Comparison made to the 3 largest U.S. banks measured by total deposits. Rates as of January 21st, 2020 and may vary by state. Goldman Sachs Bank USA, member FDIC.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
A lot of people have no idea what it takes to run for office.
Yeah.
I don't know how many houses' doors we knocked on.
I could give a class on it.
Yeah, and actually we have.
We thought about it.
It's a big deal. It's a really, really big deal to do this. This is not something you can do alone. And Jeff, who is a resident of Chicago, I'm sorry to hear that. Jeff, I think, knows what it's like to help people get elected. Jeff, how are you doing this evening?
Good. Thank you. Yeah, I live on the Northwest Side. In the fall, I was reading a little bit about the 11th District down in Will County.
Oh, yeah.
And I discovered that Bill Foster's a little bit of a congressional carpetbagger.
Oh, yeah.
He went from one congressional district to another, and I learned a little bit about Rick Live, too. He sounded interesting, so I went to one of his fundraisers, got a chance to meet him, talk to him a little bit, and I was so impressed that I told him I'd do some signatures for him. So
Did you?
I
You
went
helped
down
Rick
another
out.
weekend and did some signatures so he could get on the ballot, and gave him a little donation, and just have continued to follow. He's just such a you get what you see, with Rick.
Yeah.
And
Rick is a very good friend of ours.
Smart guy. Really
I was
smart.
with Will County for 20 years. Eric is, how long have you been on with Will County now?
A few years.
A few years. And so I know him from there. And, he's as good a guy as you'd ever want to know. And he's got a great sense of humor.
So we've got good news for you, Jeff, is we, on March 1st, actually, we are having both of the Republican candidates on the show in 2 weeks.
Oh, good.
So, so Rick Leib and Krishna Bansal are both going to come on the show on March 1st. And it's not going to be a debate. It's just going to be a friendly conversation. But yeah, they both accepted our invitation.
See, and this is a good example of talking about Rick. He gets along really well with Bansal. They've done a number of things together, but they're like friends.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, he speaks nicely.
I think they
about
respect
him.
each other.
They really do. He
Oh,
does.
yeah.
Well, some of these contests are like, they're spitting venom at each other. But no, Rick is a very, very good guy. He's been with the sheriff's department, gosh, forever. Many, many years. Yeah. And he's a good candidate. He is definitely a good candidate. Well, I'm glad you helped him get signatures. And look, the pressure is going to be on. If he's the guy, it's going to be even more work. So help him out.
Right.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And then listen,
So,
2 weeks,
thanks a lot.
right? And listen, in 2 weeks, call in, ask a question or say hi or something.
Yeah.
I will do that.
All right, Jeff, thanks for calling.
Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you.
So anyway, it's doom and gloom. You have a party that preaches doom and gloom. And it's been successful for them in the past. Because in the past, we've had good years, but this is really kind of exceptional.
It really is. I've been saying for 3 years now, every day's Christmas. And there's a new Gallup poll out. This article's from the 12th, so the Gallup poll is very recent. And it says that optimism is surging in this country. And so they asked voters, are you better off today? And do you expect to be better off tomorrow? And to the first query, 59% said yes, their personal condition has improved. And to the second, nearly 75% are convinced they'll do even better next year. Only 12% of the people they surveyed are sure their financial future will become bleaker over the next 12 months.
Yes, they're the candidates for Democratic candidates for president.
Well, it could be, actually. There's so many of them. But yeah, so 12% of the population, approximately, polls are not exact, but that's about the number of people that the Democrats are all trying to tap into and trying to they're trying to grow that number from 12% into something more like 51% because that's how they think they can win.
What percentage of the population is on welfare?
That's a good question. I
wonder
don't know.
if it's 12.
Do you want me to research that?
Yeah, really.
You know, I think the difference is that, you know, in prior years we've obviously seen economic growth under different Republican presidents, but nothing like we've seen under Trump. And now people are noticing enough, whereas before it's been like, you know, maybe something's going on, but it's like really hard to tell. And now under Trump, it's like you cannot ignore the growth that's going on unless you're living under a rock, which, you know, these 12 people might be.
Well, and here's the interesting thing. So people are working. Blacks have the lowest unemployment rate in, I don't know, maybe forever.
I think forever, yeah.
And so the Democrats are around and going, well, I know you think you're doing well, but you're really not. You're not really doing well at all. And that's the big message that they're trying to pitch. And they're trying to stimulate, they're trying to convince people they're going to do better with more government.
Right.
And people are going, no.
Well, I don't even know that a lot of people are philosophically, you know, thinking that socialism is going to be worse, but it's just, you know, they're saying that 56% of Americans approve of Trump's handling of the economy, compared to 39% who disapprove. So, you know, this commentator is saying that people usually vote with their pocketbooks, with their wallets, and their wallets are happy right now. And so people are like going to vote for the status quo.
You can't get happy people to revolt.
Well, and
that's the problem.
That's what he says. This is Nolan Finley writing for the Detroit News. And, you know, the only chink in Trump's armor, he says, is, you know, he says he's vulnerable because a large percentage of voters are disgusted with his divisiveness and boorish behavior and are worried about his instability. Now, see, I don't think he's unstable at all.
It's a big yawn. That's propaganda.
Yeah, I don't think he's unstable at all. I think he's crazy like a fox, personally. But,
right.
you know, and Nolan Finley says the winning message for Democrats on the economy is we'll do exactly what Trump has done, but without the crazy. But I don't think any of them can actually like convince anyone of that.
Listening to On Target Radio, this is AM 560. The Answer. We're talking about the Democrats trying to convince people who are happy and working and making money that they're not happy and they're financially insecure. That's their big message. And people aren't having it.
So I did some quick research. According to LexingtonLaw.com, in 2018, 13.1% of Americans lived in poverty. And I'm assuming that, you know, obviously under Trump, that number's gone down. So it might be around 12% right now. And it might be those people that are being sold the, you know, the Obama phones and the, you know, if you back us, you'll get more money kind of thing. And, you know, that might be where that number's coming from.
That could be. Could very well be.
You can't sell people who are happy on the fact that they're not.
Well,
you know,
you can sell Chinese rice.
This is like this disingenuous whole attitude that liberals have. That meme, which is and I know she didn't really say this, but that meme is classic about Warren saying after I never remember the guy's name.
Oh, Andrew Yang.
After Yang dropped out of the thing, she goes, "Now I'm the only Asian running." I mean, so here's a woman who tries to convince people has Indian. Okay, and apparently she had, according to the DNA test, like 1 gazillion.
1,024.
Yeah. So she had that. But then she comes back, and I know this is a meme. It's a joke, but it is funny. She's tarred and feathered with that for the rest of her life.
Oh, yeah.
She's going to people are going to say stuff. I'm the only Asian running. I'm the only, you know. And you got to ask yourself, do they not sit down and think this stuff through?
They don't.
They make these wild statements, and then it comes back and bites them in the butt. And
you know, sometimes whether it bites them in the butt or not is irrelevant. I mean, look at AOC. It says things that are so shocking and egregious that she gets attention for it, and for some reason that gets her more money and more support, and although it shouldn't, but it does.
But have you noticed for the past maybe 3 weeks, she's been really quiet.
Yeah, she's been traveling around with Bernie Sanders.
Well, I think put a bag in her mouth.
She's been introducing him at rallies. But it's funny because you were saying, like, don't they think about this and they're never going to get out from under it. But then on the other hand, you know, there's the school of thought of, like, no publicity is bad publicity. Like, especially if it's free, you know, it's all good. You know, Tom McCullough is running for state senate, and he got his name in the paper because of an unfortunate incident that he witnessed. And
but he wasn't the unfortunate part. He was
he just witnessed something bad happen, and then he and Ben Beerley got their names in the Joliet Herald News, and I said, but hey, you got your name in the paper, and he was like, yeah, and I was like, hey, you can say I murdered my husband, but spell my name right.
Well, I was just going to say, some famous actor many years ago once said, I don't care what you say about me, just spell my name correctly.
Right, exactly.
And it's publicity is publicity no matter how you look at it. But yeah, it's...
Tom's a little bit younger than me, so I think he had never heard that before. He thought it was pretty funny.
And you know what? He's another jewel. He really is.
I'll polish him up.
Yeah, I like that guy. I really do. I like him a lot. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about that. A Democrat has come to the conclusion that the Democrats are not ready for 2020. Gee, you think? There's brilliant insight. So we'll talk about that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you are listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland area? Have you overcome obstacles to make your business what it is today? If that's your business, then AM 560 The Answer wants to tell your story on the AM 560 Business Tour 2020, presented by Signature Bank. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson will be broadcasting live from businesses all around Chicagoland, telling the stories of thriving, successful businesses. If that's you, tell us about it. Go to bankbusinesstour.com and submit your information. That's bankbusinesstour.com.
Fox News, I'm Jessica Stone. An uptick in cases of coronavirus deaths in China. Beijing reporting 105 people died in the past 24 hours, bringing the new total of deaths to 1,770 people. A total of more than 70,000 have contracted the illness. Dr. Anthony Fauci of the NIH on CBS's Face the Nation.
The WHO wouldn't be calling this a global pandemic, but it certainly is on the verge of that happening reasonably soon.
Some 300 Americans are being airlifted from a contaminated cruise ship off Japan. Just 6 days until the Nevada caucuses, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders in Carson City Sunday.
We have a president who is a racist, a sexist, a homophobe, a xenophobe, and a religious bigot.
Democrats are increasingly zeroing in on billionaire Michael Bloomberg, even though he's not contesting the state. America's listening to Fox News.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Geekometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other major medical carriers. If you're 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. In Chicago, the least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $570 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,150 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $480 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $5,650 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
Safer USA, Chicago's most trusted name in firearm training, is offering beginners classes, tactical pistol and rifle, long-range rifle to 600 yards, and the most comprehensive Illinois concealed carry program available. AM 560 On Target Radio co-hosts David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz will prepare you to carry a firearm for personal protection, including firearm, holster, and ammunition selection. A comprehensive law review designed to keep you out of trouble and even how to deal with home invasions. Firearm, ammunition, holster, class notebook are provided. Safer USA and the Aurora Sportsman's Club invites you to participate in this one-of-a-kind Illinois concealed carry program that also qualifies you for Florida, Utah, and Arizona non-resident permits. Find out what over 6,000 students already know at saferusa.com.
Or call 815-741-3474. That's 815-741-3474. Safer USA. Choosing to own a firearm is your business. Teaching you to own it responsibly is ours.
Message and data rates may apply. Individual results vary. Exclusions apply.
Contacts and glasses are such a hassle. I'd love to finally get LASIK, but
I'm going to stop you right there. If you want LASIK, then the LASIK Vision Institute has officially taken away everything standing in your way.
Isn't LASIK expensive?
Not at the LASIK Vision Institute. We're offering dramatically low prices, as low as $220 per eye, and an absolutely free consultation. See for free if LASIK is right for you by texting LIKE to 350350.
But I'm really busy.
A text only takes seconds. The LASIK procedure typically only takes 15 minutes, and most patients can get back to work the following day. The LASIK Vision Institute uses the latest FDA-approved LASIK technology that helps the majority of patients achieve 20/20 vision for as little as $220 per eye. Dr. Greenberg has performed 75,000 laser eye surgeries and is one of the most experienced LASIK surgeons in Chicago.
What's that text again?
Text LIKE to 350350. That's LIKE to 350350 to schedule your free consultation today.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. To participate, call the studio at 312-642-5600.
So here's a dyed-in-the-wool Democrat, Karlin Borisenko. And she, as we jokingly refer to, drank the Kool-Aid. But she said, I watched a lot of it. She wrote an article on this. She said, and the article's title, by the way, is After Attending a Trump Rally. Now, this is a Democrat. I realize Democrats are not ready for 2020. Well, there's some insight there. So she said, I watched a lot of MSNBC, was convinced that everything he, being the president, had done was horrible, that he hated anyone that wasn't a straight white man, and he had no redeeming qualities.
Otherwise known as Orange Man Bad.
There you go. So he said that turned out not to be the case. The more voices outside the left that I listened to, the more I realized that these were not bad people. They were not racist, Nazis, or white supremacists. We had differences of opinion on social and economic issues, but a difference of opinion does not make your opponent inherently evil. And then says, and they could justify their opinions using arguments rather than shouting and ranting that I saw coming from my side of the aisle. Boy, that sums it up, doesn't it?
It really does.
If you disagree with them, they just start with the vitriol. It doesn't matter what the logic of it is.
I like how it starts out with she's into knitting, and she is in like knitting groups on like Facebook and stuff. And she said these people in these knitting groups, they're rabidly far left. And she started to realize that it wasn't reality, that these people were just like living in a bubble basically. And she's like, I had to get out of the bubble. And once she got out of the bubble, she said she realized Democrats have an ass kicking coming to them in November, and I think most of them will be utterly shocked when it happens.
Well, I mean, just the tariffs on the yarn alone, I mean, that's got to be it's got to really hurt.
And that's another deal Trump made. We're selling wool to lambs.
We should do that. We should like heavily tax yarn and see what happens. They want to tax the rich. Let's tax the knitters.
That's
exactly.
That's what I say.
That's who runs the country.
Actually, my super liberal roommate from college is a knitter too. So yeah, let's tax the knitters. That's what I think we should do.
Tax the boots right off the knitters.
So Karlin says she started to discover the walk away movement. She joined the Facebook group for #walkaway, and she saw stories popping up daily of people sharing why they were leaving the Democratic Party, and that's when she realized this wasn't fake. And she said, I started to question everything. How many stories had I been sold that weren't true? And the biggest question of all was this: did I hate Trump so much that I wanted to see my country fail just to spite him and everyone who voted for him? And so she, in further pursuit of the truth, she goes to I think it's Hartford, New Hampshire. She's in New Hampshire for like all the campaign stops right before the primary, and she went to a Democrat event, and then a couple days later she went to the Trump rally. And so this is what she found. She said she got there an hour and a half before the doors opened, and she's standing in line. She said, as I waited, I chatted with the folks around me, and contrary to all the fears expressed, they were so nice. These were average, everyday people. They were veterans, school teachers, and small business owners who had come from all over the place. The atmosphere was jubilant. It was more like attending a rock concert than a political rally. And she can speak from experience because she was just at another political rally a couple days before. She said, I had attended an event with all the Democratic contenders just 2 days prior in exactly the same arena, and the contrast was stark. First, Trump completely filled the arena all the way up to the top. And with the Democrats, it was doom and gloom. But with Trump, there was a genuine feeling of being of pride in being an American.
Beautiful. Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, it's interesting, the contrast between the two. One of the things in Virginia that was said, we hear about iGold every year. The Capitol Police, when you talk to them toward the end of iGold, one of the things that you always hear them say is, you're the biggest group that comes to Springfield, and you're the cleanest group. We never have to clean up anything when you leave. You clean up yourself. And they said you heard the same thing in Virginia. And there was 10 times the people there.
It was cleaner after they left than it was before they got there.
And it's probably true. That's the thing. All these, you're ruining the planet nut jobs. I mean, they're the ones that after the rallies and stuff, there's garbage all over the place.
Right. They're the ones
disgusting.
who say we're violent, yet they're the ones that, roll over police cars and burn buildings and stuff. When is the last time, you know what? Call us in, 312-642-5600, and tell us the last time you heard of a conservative group rolling over a police car, starting a fire, or looting TVs from a store. You'll get a prize. I don't know what. Probably anything you can promise them, because nobody is going to call and say that.
We'll think of something.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about, looting TVs and stuff, but then I realized I have a job and I have money. I could just buy one.
See, there's an alternative.
I could just go whenever I want and get one. I don't have to wait for a riot,
This sounds like a John Panette comedy routine. Right. I give you the money, you give me the stuff. Yes.
Right.
Now that sounds like a Cheech and Chong movie.
That's what I was going to say. It does sound like that.
No, he's always saying everywhere you go, he goes to buy a toaster, and they go, do you have our card? No, I have money. I give you money, you give me the toaster. Do you want an insurance policy? I'm going to run the risk on $39, man. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more on Target Radio, and we are going to talk a little bit more about our friend the president and how he's doing and how we're going to be doing, and all that and more. And you're listening to AM 560.
The Answer.
If you're looking to purchase a new home or refinance your existing home, then you need to call Team Hochberg. Today, meet Don and Claire living in a $400,000 home in Chicago. Team Hochberg loan officer Kevin Kochman helped Don and Claire secure the mortgage when they purchased their home in 2015 with 5% down. Property values are up and rates are down, so Kevin helped them refinance, remove their PMI, and save them over $260 a month. Let's review. Team Hochberg helped Don and Claire secure a mortgage in 2015 with only 5% down and just refinanced their home, removed their private mortgage insurance, and saved them over $3,000 a year. If you'd like to remove your PMI and substantially reduce your monthly payment, call Team Hochberg now at 855-56-DAVID or visit 56david.com. Team Hochberg helped Don and Claire as well as thousands of AM 560 listeners, but we can't help if you don't call 855-563-2843 or visit 56david.com. Homeside Financial Legal Housing Lender, NMLS 1124061.
I have cabin fever already. Chicago weather is so unpredictable, and it could be months before we get outside for a little warm sunshine.
What about using the sunroom? We can sweep out the cobwebs. I can patch up the glass with duct tape. Get that raccoon out.
No. We need a complete overhaul of the sunroom. I'm calling Sunspace by Arborview.
Rediscover your dream sunroom. That existing sunroom or screened-in porch that's been neglected or used for storage can be a beautiful living space waiting to come alive. It just needs TLC from the sunroom experts at Sunspace by Arborview. Convert your screened-in porch into a 3-season room or turn an old, outdated porch into a fresh new retreat free of bad weather, bugs, dust, and dirt. Sunspace by Arborview can do it all. Walls, WeatherMaster windows, doors, and decking, all using Sunspace products. They'll even collaborate with your new home builder. You could be waiting a long time for a warm-up. Update or convert your pre-existing screened-in porch now. Visit sunspacebyarborview.net. Sunspacebyarborview.net.
Guys, waking up over and over to urinate is not okay. But now, you can reduce those nighttime bathroom trips with the ingredients in Super Beta Prostate P3 Advanced. We're talking about less urges to urinate at night, less bathroom trips during the day, and better bladder emptying. It's like taking 3 prostate supplements in one. You can try a full 30-day bottle of P3 Advanced, free. Just pay shipping and handling. No strings attached, no obligations, and no commitments to buy. This is a 30-day supply, absolutely free. Call 1-800-424-7126. Super Beta Prostate is the best-selling brand in major retailers like Walmart. But for this no-strings-attached free bottle, you must call now. Call 1-800-424-7126. Don't miss out on this unprecedented free offer. 1-800-424-7126. 1-800-424-7126.
We now return to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer. If you have a question or an opinion, share it with us at 312-642-5600. And now, debating, debunking, and discussing today's hot issues. Here are your hosts, David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz.
Well, we got about 7 minutes to get in 3 things that I think are very interesting. One of them is what exactly is it that Sanders and Trump supporters have in common, other than they both like Trump?
This, according to Matt Vespa from Town Hall, he was at the victory night for Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire, and he said that with these two camps as jacked up as they are, the 2020 race could be quite messy and tight should Sanders become the nominee. No, this is only the first primary. Okay, so Iowa's a caucus, New Hampshire's a primary, then they go on, I think South Carolina's next. So he's won one. Okay, big deal. To me, I'm like, there's still a bunch of people in the race. It's big frickin' deal. And then he started interviewing, like kind of exit polling the people at the victory party. And one woman said, "We got to get Trump out. He is insane, but the DNC better play right. If this looks like they're playing games, particularly with Bloomberg, the way they did with Clinton 4 years ago, absolutely unacceptable." So what the Sanders supporters are afraid is going to happen is what happened 4 years ago, was that they wanted Hillary to be the nominee against all odds, and really Sanders probably had more support, but they rigged the convention so that Hillary would win because she was sort of the heir apparent.
I think they lost their chance with Sanders because I think he would have been a pretty good contender against Trump. But now that people have seen what Trump is capable of, I don't think Sanders has a chance.
Yeah,
early in the game he could have. Early
Right,
in the game
exactly.
possibly.
But
Yeah,
that's over with.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as we said in the last segment, it's hard to argue against someone who's successful.
I think you should skip to the Clinton story since we.
I think the Clinton story is very interesting. It's a bad moon rising again. You know, it's one of those deals. First of all, I don't know how much chance our ex-New York mayor really has. He's got the money. There's no question, which means he controls the press. He's got all that. But what is he going to run on? His record as mayor of New York? You can have one sippy cup worth of stuff. I mean,
well, and he's already backing away from stop and frisk, which was probably one of the best things he did.
Ever did. That's right.
I mean, that was probably I shouldn't say best, but like most effective.
So I think he woke up in the middle of the night and had heartburn, and he said something without thinking. he's apparently seriously considering offering the VP to Hillary Clinton. This is good. This is a two-time loser here.
Political suicide, but yeah, do it.
It works. I'll contribute to that campaign.
Yeah, the funny thing, I saw an interview with him like a week or so ago, and he, whoever was interviewing him, he goes, I think it's ridiculous for me to ask people to give me money. So he is purposely self-funding his campaign. He's not even soliciting donations. So we couldn't even send him $10 even if we wanted to.
Yeah. But can you imagine Hillary Clinton as a vice president?
I don't even think she would accept, to be honest with you.
Oh, I don't know. She wants to
would.
She wants to go back to the White House really bad.
I bet, yeah.
But the beauty of it is she would be constantly locking horns with Bloomberg.
Yeah,
because she's such an egocentric idiot.
I already saw a meme that said she'd be one suicide away from the presidency.
And there's that.
The two worst lists in the world, the Clintons' friends and the Clintons' enemies. Yeah.
Yeah. So then our other favorite vice president, actual former Vice President Joe Biden, was questioned by Univision's Jorge Ramos about locking kids in cages, about how the Obama administration, the pictures that we've seen since Trump has been president actually came from the Obama administration, as it turns out, because they talked to the photographer. And so he asked the vice president about that, and he said, initially Biden said yes, but then he goes, wait, this was, and then Ramos reminded him, this was in 2014 at a detention center in McAllen, Texas. I spoke with the photographer. Once Biden realized he was caught, he attempted to spin the story. He said, yes, and what happened was all the unaccompanied children were coming across the border. We tried to get them out. We kept them safe and got them out of the detention centers. That's essentially that center that were run by Homeland Security to get them into the communities as quickly as we can. And then Ramos showed him the picture again and said, many people would say these are cages.
And you still see those pictures in the media today when they're trying to bash Trump.
Right.
Well,
and yeah.
One of those pictures that they're trying to bash Trump with was a set-up picture by the people in it.
They were protesting.
They were protesting. It wasn't really a kid in a cage.
Right. It was actually a three-sided thing.
Exactly.
With a completely open back, and the kid went in there on its own.
That's like when the news spun the story about all the automatic fire going on. Who would they say were being invaded? And it was Knob Creek. It was a video of Knob Creek. Yeah.
Syria. I think it was Syria.
Syria, that's right. Yeah.
And then, so Biden was saying, well, we spent $750 million in Central American countries so illegal aliens wouldn't flock to the United States. And Ramos said, but they kept coming. And Biden's trying to argue with him, well, no. And Ramos is like, yeah, they kept coming.
Bless you.
Biden said the caravan came back because the Trump administration stopped spending the money. They stopped going after the gangs. They stopped the street legging. They stopped building boys and girls clubs. That's literally what Biden said.
Oh, jeez.
We should get the video of him talking about his hairy legs and children.
I'm not really sure what street legging is.
Yeah. The one other thing I want to hit, we got like just a couple of seconds here. Klobuchar, who has somehow moved towards the top of the list, supposes making English the official language of the United States. What are these people thinking?
I don't know. And this article is very confusing because I tried to make heads or tails of it. It was very confusing. But yeah, I guess several years ago she voted for it, and now she's saying no. That was
I had to vote
vote
for it before I could read it.
Yeah, now she's saying that was a bad vote. She shouldn't have taken that vote.
All right, we're going to come back. When we do come back, we're going to have Gretchen's action items and one other little item. All that and more when we return with On Target Radio. And you are listening to AM 560, The Answer.
Hard drives fail. Viruses destroy data. Having a copy of your work, photographs, financial records, and other important files is one step in a thorough backup plan. Geekometrics offers a secure online solution by placing a copy of your data off-site where it's safe from theft, fire, and unauthorized access. Losing photos and financial information is devastating. Geekometrics' secure online backup solution is a reliable way to back up important files. The most common reasons for not backing up are uncertainty about what needs to be backed up and how to do it reliably. Geekometrics provides a full-service managed solution with no storage limit. Geekometrics does all of the setup, configuring, testing, and monitoring. Your data is even safe when you travel with your Mac or PC laptop. Call 630-759-9283 to talk to a specialist who can help you keep your data safe. 630-759-9283. Gecometrics, helping you keep your data safe.
Balance of Nature's fruit and veggie capsules contain 100% fine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind, and are the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Don't wait to see what getting over 10 servings of whole fruits and vegetables every day can do for you. Right now, Balance of Nature is offering free shipping and 35% off on any new preferred order of fruits and veggies. Start your journey to better health today by calling 1-800-2468-751 or by going to balanceofnature.com and make sure to receive this special radio offer by using discount code CHICAGO.
You're listening to On Target Radio on AM 560, The Answer, with David Lombardo and Gretchen Fritz. Here's David and Gretchen with more interesting conversation on gun control, concealed carry, freedom of speech, and other red meat issues that affect your life. Stand by. Here's Gretchen with your action items for the week.
If you have joined Illinois Gun Owners Together, otherwise known as IGOT, you are invited to a late or early Christmas party Tuesday, February 25th from 6:30 to 10:30 at Rocky Vander's in Prospect Heights. This Wednesday evening, at the Will County Grassroots chapter of the Illinois State Rifle Association, the guest speaker will be Daniel Heckel, Business Development Director for the Three Fires Council of the Boy Scouts of America. Dan will be talking about firearm safety training for Scouts. The event is free, open to the public, and will be this Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. at the Silver Dollar Restaurant at 422 East Mississippi Avenue in Elwood, Illinois. The following Safer USA class, was yesterday. Sorry. To sign up for classes, go to saferusa.com and click on register.
And that's it. You're right.
I just want to mention, that Will County Grassroots thing does draw, what would you say, like
Anywhere
between
from
50 to 100, right?
Yeah.
I think the room holds about 100, 110.
Yeah, and
like
it gets kind of full. So, if you're in Will County, it's definitely something to attend because there's generally something for everyone, and you get a chance to win a gun.
And if you get a chance to win a gun. And if you like hearing candidates speak, if you like meeting political candidates, we do get a lot.
They show up.
We do, yeah.
They do. They show up.
There's been a good number, including Rick Live being one of them.
Yes, Rick and Nick and myself.
Rick and Nick and myself. Sounds like a rom-com.
It does, actually. I was thinking that our county ticket sounds like the beginning of a joke. Two Dagos and a Kraut walk into a bar.
Yeah. I see Pompeo sticking up for America. Europeans, and I traveled all over the world for work, was in Europe a lot. I love Paris, but they're such arrogant jerks. They really are. They look down their nose at Americans.
They do.
They gave us that statue.
Yeah, right. And here's the thing. They'd be speaking German if it weren't for the Americans. They take this, literally, this snobbish, elitist, attitude, and the Brits have got that just nailed down perfectly. That the British aristocracy sort of looking down their nose at everybody.
But in a way, especially now with Brexit, I think Great Britain actually is better than the rest of Europe for not looking down on us. They've been better towards us than, say, France and some of the other countries.
And I don't for a minute want to imply that I don't think they're our ally and that they wouldn't back us and we wouldn't back them. But Europeans in general, because they're very old. As countries, they're extremely old.
Oh, of course.
And they just have that sort of, the Americans, like we're, the new kids on the block.
We're the party country.
Yeah.
Eric, you said they gave us a statue, but we had to put that thing together ourselves.
Yeah, what the heck?
It's
like something from
IKEA.
It's like something from IKEA.
George,
screws all over the place.
It was the first IKEA kit.
I'm surprised it didn't have those little round things that you put in, have the Phillips head on them, and you got to lock them into the pin.
Okay, so next week we have. Is it Rick next week?
No, that's 2 weeks.
Okay, well, we should have somebody next week. Next week we'll have a wonderful show
We always do.
It will be a wonderful show.
We have no idea.
We may have a guest or we may not have a guest.
Yeah, you have to tune in to find out.
Yeah, we'll have to show up to find out.
We'll find out on Saturday.
There's that, David. Yes.
I just, what can
we'll
you
find
say?
out. Well, you know what? Actually, one more thing that I could mention in action items is I'm doing a fundraiser. I'm not a fundraiser. I'm doing a meet and greet for Rick Leib for Congressional District 11 this Friday at the Juicio, 4 to 6 p.m. Juicio in Naperville, I should say, on Washington Street. So anybody who lives in Congressional District 11 is welcome to join us.
If you've never met Rick Leib, you ought to come.
Yep.
He's a jewel.
Anyway, we'd like to thank you for listening to On Target Radio.
We'd also like to thank George Hoffman on the board. Learn how you can be a sponsor partner for a lot less than you'd imagine. Call 815-741-3474 for details.
And be sure to listen next week when we'll be covering more red meat issues that affect your life.
Did you miss the open enrollment this year? I can help you purchase a PPO health insurance plan all year long that eliminates the mandatory maternity coverage. This is Tom Marabali, your health insurance advocate and independent producer for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois and other major medical carriers. If you're 50 and are covered by the Affordable Care Act, you're paying for maternity coverage whether you want the coverage or not. In Chicago, the least expensive ACA PPO health insurance plan is $570 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $8,150 before your bills are paid at 100%. I can eliminate the mandatory maternity coverage and lower your monthly premium down to $480 per month with a total out-of-pocket cost of $2,500 before your bills are paid at 100%. That's a savings of $5,650 in total out-of-pocket cost per person with my lower deductible. For a free quote and to see if you qualify, call me, Tom Marabali, at 630-863-3477. That's 630-863-3477.
News, opinion, insight. This is AM 560 The Answer. WIND Chicago. Streaming at 560theanswer.com on the AM 560 mobile app and on radio.com.
Americans are heading home. I'm Paul Stevens, Fox News. Several hundred Americans quarantined because of the coronavirus are finally being evacuated from a cruise ship docked at Yokohama, Japan. Those evacuated will spend more time at one of two stateside military bases.
When you come back to the United States, importantly, they're still subjected to a 14-day quarantine. And the reason for that is that the degree of transmissibility on that cruise ship is essentially akin to being in a hot spot. A lot of transmissibility on that cruise ship.
Dr. Anthony Fauci from the National Institutes of Health on CBS's Face the Nation. Over 350 passengers on the Diamond Princess have been diagnosed with coronavirus. There are now more than 70,000 cases in China and over 1,770 deaths as well. Less than 1 week to go before the Nevada Democratic caucuses. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders Sunday in Carson City talking about immigration.
We're going to bring long-needed reform to a broken and racist immigration system. I am sick and tired, and I say this as the son of an immigrant. I am sick and tired of the demonization of the undocumented in this country.
The Nevada Democratic caucuses take place Saturday. Early voting is already underway. State of emergency for parts of Mississippi amid fears the Pearl River at Jackson could reach its highest level in decades.
State law enforcement has gone door to door to alert residents to evacuate if there is a high likelihood that water will be entering their area.
Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves, forecasters think the river will crest at 38 feet and remain high for days with more rain expected in the forecast Monday. This as parts of the UK are dealing with Storm Dennis, lashing towns and cities with high winds and heavy flooding. In fact, winds of over 90 miles an hour hit parts of Wales. America is listening to Fox News.
Do you own or run a thriving business in the Chicagoland